There's been a lot of noise made this offseason about the dysfunctional look of the new Patriots offense. Believing that they found their QB of the future, Belichick has completely revamped his offense, changing both the verbiage and the alleged base run game. Switching schemes is always going to cause teething problems, but the exorbitant reporting throughout the summer has many questioning the decision before we've even had a chance to see a real snap. They're shifting away from their long-standing Earnhardt-Perkins scheme to a more simplified West Coast attack, incorporating wide zone principles in the run game. These are concepts that were largely popularized by the Shanahan family. However, this won't just be some pure version of the outside zone boot action offense. This offense is being built from the ground up for Mac. So what do we think that might look like? Let's take a look and see. Let's start with one of the most important aspects of modern day football, and Mac's number one strength, the short passing game. Throughout his rookie season, Mac showed elite accuracy in the quick game, as well as NFL level clock speed to get through his progressions. He loves a paper cut, and the slant is one of his best, always making sure to hit his receiver in stride. Here, he puts it 1 foot in front of the numbers to make sure that Myers' momentum takes him past the line to gain a first, all while getting it there early enough to avoid the rotating robber defender. If you're a defensive coordinator who likes to play a lot of cover 3 where the corners become your deep thirds, you better have a way to disguise them and protect your flats, because Mac is going to take these yards every single time without fail. It's the speed with which he goes through his underneath progressions when the defense is tight that's impressive. But here's the thing, rookies shouldn't look this well versed. Here, against the Colts, the Patriots are in a condensed look from 21 personnel on 4th and short, backing their rookie to pick it up with his arm. He makes sure to keep his eyes deep and head straight on his dropback, keeping the safety in his back pedal and the defense honest. His eyes then quickly dart to his ex-receiver, before remembering it's N'Keal Harry and he's not getting open, so then going back to his tight end. Hunter Henry is in a tussle with Kari Willis, so he's not open. But this has created an underneath space for Myers to wiggle his way into, and it's a quick dart from Mac for the first. Swapping to the end zone view, watch the dead straight head again on the dropback. Then watch how the flick of his head left is actually used to move 44 with the intention of clearing up space for Henry. Hunter's locked up, so Mac calmly gets his next man up. And he's consistently going through all his reads, getting to checkdowns when other rookie QBs would take off or force one. Here, he reads the near side of the formation first, making sure to stay long enough to see if the safety is in position for the double move, before moving on to the backside's double post, where again, neither man has shaken free from his guy. So Mac calmly slides left to buy time, finding his back on the option route. And this, not the run game, will be the base of their offense. With the removal of the fullback position from the roster, and the fact that they kept just 2 tight ends after cut day means this is a team whose first attack is no longer blunt force. They're going to space you out, forcing you to cover all 53.5 yards laterally. So why the need to change the verbiage if Mac was doing this last season? Well, from what the Patriots have said, honestly, simplicity. The Pats' offense has long been seen as hostile to wide receivers, with the Earnhardt-Perkins system forcing wideouts to know how every formation changes every play and every route. And that's before all the post-snap adjustments that they were asking from them. So this is the Patriots admitting that they were wrong. They need to start fitting the talent entering the league rather than asking them to adjust for them. Once you think you've got your guy, now is the ideal time to tailor the offense to him. And Belichick is also using it to incorporate parts of a scheme he's been enamored with for a long time. Sounds like a pretty good deal to us. And just like the deal you can get from this week's sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the easiest way for you to play daily fantasy sports. Pick between 2 to 5 players and an over-under on their projection, and you can win up to 10 times on any entry. Sign up using our exclusive offer code, THINKINGFOOTBALL, and you'll receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. It's just you versus the projected numbers, and we know we've got plenty of smart fans who are great at pick'ems. So download their award-winning, easy-to-use mobile app today and get selecting. PrizePicks even offers the ability for mixed sports entries. For those of you who love both kinds of football, why not select your favorite Premier League player combined with your favorite quarterback? Prize Picks entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. It's really that easy. So sign up with our offer code THINKINGFOOTBALL to get your deposit matched up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. One of the big talks of the new scheme is how it will be borrowing from the zone stretch offenses that have become so highly fashionable in modern football. The modern Shanahan or McVay offenses are seen as using a heavy amount of outside zone. This is where each lineman is responsible for the next gap over, taking a step in the direction of the play on the snap. The aim is to get the runner to the edge to produce big plays and put a strain on the defense laterally. With defenses running sideways and downhill, a well-crafted play action can leave runners in acres of space. And this lines up with another big strength of Max, his work in the play action game. His sleight of hand regularly had linebackers and box safeties hunting in pursuit of hand movement, and his ability to hit the breaking man meant he excelled in the intermediate game. A simple fake power seam here from the Patriots, but the fake is so good, everybody steps up, leaving Hunter Henry running free. Here's more great ball handling here from Mac, this time out of the I formation. He dangles that carrot out exactly the same as if it was a run play, pulling it in at the last second before snapping his eyes to the crosser. All the backers have stepped up, and it's an easy pitch and catch. Now this is probably the closest example that we can find from last season that resembles the type of play actions he'll likely be performing this year. The Pats are going to fake the toss left and bootleg Mac outright, using a receiver to hold the end like McVay loves to do. The defense is pulled one way, Jonnu Smith is coming on the crosser on the other, and it's a simple pitch and catch. These offenses, and particularly Kyle Shanahan's offense, love to use the dig to pick on the level gap between the zones. Another ball that Mac showed great touch for. Mac's eyes really helped here again, making sure to keep the safeties back deep, and he threw with great velocity to hit these on the in-break. Watch how he moves Shaq Leonard off the spot by holding his eyes deep. Leonard is worried about that Myers route in his peripheral vision, taking a step that way, opening up the window for Mac to put it on his man. However, the early reports about the execution and block of these newly incorporated plays have been of abject chaos, both in the run and passing game. The Patriots have kept most of this for the eyes of the reporters at training camp, refusing to show any in the preseason, so we're very intrigued to see how this looks early on. The roster makeup doesn't look anywhere close to Kyle's version of this, missing a fullback and dominant blocking tight end. So expect to see the Pats run a lot more of this from 11 personnel, much like McVay does. The change also doesn't mean the complete abandonment of the power blocking scheme either. The Patriots will always remain amorphous on offense, with Belichick always aiming to attack the opponent's weakness. None of these zone boot schemes are strictly zone either. Heck, Shanahan ran power for large stretches last year. Situations will always reign supreme on a Belichick coach team. Once you force the team to step up and chase you to the sideline on the run, you have the perfect opportunity to beat them over the top. And that's the biggest missing piece of the puzzle for Mac Jones. Now, it's not a question of arm strength. Anybody who says that isn't watching the tape because he's regularly overthrowing these guys. He just doesn't seem to be comfortable controlling his radar on the long range. Here against the Titans, Hunter Henry completely loses the All-Pro Byard on the inside release corner, and Mac has a sparkingly clean pocket to work from, but just overshoots his man with too much arc. And here it is against the Saints. Bourne gets a step on his man, and yes, the right guard is fighting the pressure, but this is a pretty clean enough pocket to operate in, and Mac just completely overshoots him. When he sets in rhythm and gets these straight up like a rainbow, it looks pretty good. But his overall decision making and accuracy on these longer drop step plays is incredibly erratic. This area of this game has to improve for Mac to keep defenses far enough to exploit the short game. Play too cramped and you risk ending up like Jimmy G, where one slightly off ball is easily tipped and picked off. The reports out of training camp are enough to make any Pats fan's head spin. Not that they need much help with that in Boston, but this scheme change will be for the better, even if it does look brutal at the start. The schedule opens with a savage 4-game stretch, starting down in Miami where they always struggle, before playing 3 of the best coached teams in the league in Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Green Bay. This could cause a lot of people to jump ship early, but the schedule really opens up in the middle, and expect Mac and Co. to do the same, especially with the return of the promising rookie Tyquan Thornton. If there's one man you don't want to bet against, it's the Sith Lord standing in the cutoff hoodie. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to use the offer code THINKINGFOOTBALL with Prize Picks to get your deposit match instantly all the way up to $100. And ladies and gentlemen, the season is finally here. Turn up.